Good evening. I'm your host, C Stats, and we're on the set of Fort Wayne Up Close. And we have a guest tonight. This is her first time being with us, so we're going to let her introduce herself, and then she's going to tell us about what she's here for. Miss Lucinda, if you can introduce yourself, and then we'll go into our conversation.
Hello, my name is Lucia George. I am a financial professional. I have been in this industry for 3 years now. I have a background in healthcare. I've been in healthcare for over 20 years. And I look at the healthcare system as far as the CNAs. We're like the forgotten group of healthcare professionals. And I saw the need that we did not have a plan for our future, like retirement and anything that deals with money.
Right.
We didn't see a plan. I have a lot. I had a few clients that are actually my age, that look like me. Especially if you know home care, you know that most of the people in home care that work in home care are Black and brown people, and we don't have a plan. So that's when I was introduced to this 3 years ago. I jumped on it because I'm a single parent. I have a daughter, and I know that I needed to get my finances and plan for our future in check because it's my responsibility to guide her in that direction.
Yes.
So that's how I got involved.
Yes, and that's a good thing. And we do need to have plans for when we're no longer working or we become ill or something like that. A lot of us don't plan for that what if.
Yes.
We
that's
think it's
true.
going to go on, but we need that what if. And you have this workshop coming together. It's called The Basic Principles of Building a Financial Foundation 101. Tell us about this program and tell us about your group that's putting this on.
So this program, actually, our organization has this program Monday through Friday on Zoom and any different time zones that you can plug in. So we're coming to on June the 28th to offer this program, this workshop, free of charge, for the community of Fort Wayne. Because if you don't know where to start with your money, everything falls apart.
True.
So the workshop is going to just be a brief explanation. We're not when you want to do more in depth in personal. That's when you do like a one-on-one. So my other business partners and I are going to just do an overview of all how we could help you when it pertains to money, like debt management, cash flow. For me, when I first started 3 years ago, I attended the workshops because I needed the help.
Right.
And the first workshop I did take was the cash flow. And what I learned from that workshop was, one, I'm an emotional spender. Two, I was spending my excess money at the gas station. I work out of town. I stop at the gas station and buy coffee. I buy snacks. What I learned is instead of spending, because when I look at it, I was spending $20, $30, $40 in just snacks and extra stuff, not even just for my lunch. I just saw that. So once I learned that to know what I want, know the difference between what I want and what I need.
Correct.
The needs of the snack wasn't necessary. So once I eliminate that, I was able to create, extra money that could go into paying off a bill or, putting it aside for an emergency.
Right.
So that was like the main thing. So now I barely even go to the gas station because it was so bad that they actually knew me by name. Because sometimes I'll be there 5 days a week.
Yes.
So another workshop that we do is with debt management. And the debt management, I sat down and I did my budget and I looked at everything and to cut costs. That also helps you because a lot of people I meet and interact with, like my coworkers, it's like, well, I don't have extra money. Well, like myself, when I cut back from going to the gas station and McDonald's and Chick-fil-A,
Right.
I was able to see that extra $40 a week. Imagine 40 times 4 weeks. That's like $160. I just was able to find
Fine.
instead of
Yes.
just wasting it on eating out. It's not an issue to eat out. It's how much times you gonna eat out
Right.
and spend that
Right.
extra money where you could utilize that money to either put it for a savings or put it towards reducing your debt.
Right. Right. And that's good. And I hear that you say you're having, this is just an overview of the programs that you have. So if I come, I will just get general information and hear about debt management, hear about, cutting costs, hear about that. Then I could go and do a one-on-one counseling or a one-on-one session.
Yes.
Okay. What does that look like?
The one-on-one counseling would be where we would sit down and we'll do an overview, which is like a PFS form, which is just like we take a holistic approach. So that form would entail all your bills that you owe, all your debt that you owe, any goals that you may have, short-term, mid-term goals, and your long-term goals.
Okay.
And then we also able to look at that that paper and see where you can cut costs as well. Like, well, are you using that gym membership? Are you still watching that app?
Right.
Because like even me and my daughter, like even going through this program,
Right.
we were playing for Disney Plus. Well, my daughter, at that time, my daughter's a teenager. She's not really caring for Disney Plus anymore.
Right.
So I eliminated Disney Plus because it's no need. A lot of times we pay for stuff repetitively and not realizing that, well, we're not really using this stuff. So when we sit down, we do it in depth, and then we teach people, educate people to build from the bottom up, creating a financial foundation, like from the bottom, like when you're building a house,
Right.
you
Got to make the
foundation
solid.
is the solid part.
Yes.
So that comes entails with like life insurance. Life insurance has multiple components. You think about protecting yourself, also disability, long-term care, especially me working in long-term care. The cost of long-term care is skyrocketing. Preparing estate planning, creating a will or a trust, all of that entails in building your financial foundation.
Right.
After you start that groundwork, then you could build on, after you've attended the workshops and see where I'm cutting costs. That helps you. We do like a debt roll up, and we that extra money that you saw that you thought you didn't have. Now you have it. So we teach you how to debt roll up, how to use that extra money to roll off debt that you may have.
Right.
And then we also, after that, and we show you how to, now as you rolling off your debt, now you can start saving at least 6 to 9 months of emergency fund. But as we know, during COVID, a lot of us don't have, we didn't have an emergency
Didn't
fund.
have one, yes.
And, another COVID may happen. 6 to 9 months is the ideal, since we learned from COVID, actually 6 to 2 years worth of income. And then as you're building that, that's when, you start saving and finding strategies for retirement. And retirement, the recommendation is 20 times your income. When you think about 20 times your income, say you make 40,000 a year, 20 times that is like what, 400, like four something. I'm not really good at my math, but so you have to think of what may cost today.
Right.
Inflation will cost way more, so you have to plan for those expenses.
Now, speaking of that, and you're talking about retirement, I mean, is there a start age, a median age, or average age of your program, or is it open to anybody? Or what age would it start to welcome in individuals in?
That's a good question. Normally we work with people like 18 to whenever,
Okay.
how old you are.
Yeah. Yeah, because you never, I know 18 is when you become the adult.
Adult,
Yeah,
yes.
so that's when you start thinking about your future. But some people, even late in life, they still haven't planned for the
Planned,
future.
yes.
So I was wondering, and it's welcoming to anybody you say, anybody.
Anybody.
Okay. So tell us when is your event and where is your event?
My event is June the 28th at 3 to 5 p.m. at the Georgetown Library,
Okay.
6600 East State Boulevard.
Okay. Now, would I have to register for your event, or do I just walk in? How would I be a participant within your event?
You either could send me an email or you could contact me and let me know.
Okay, and where would I send that email? Can you give your email?
My email is my first name, Lucia, G31 @gmail.com.
Okay. Okay. Now, is this your first event? Have you had events like this in the past, or where are we looking now?
This is probably this is my first biggest event, and
Okay.
I've had events in a smaller scale in the past.
Okay. Well, we're encouraging and we hope people come out because, as you say, there's things we don't think about. And COVID did prove a lot of us, we didn't have, the savings. We didn't have this. We didn't have that. Even in loss of a person or the death of a person, we're scrambling. We don't have life insurance, so we're scrambling. We're looking for these GoFundMe's or these other
Yes.
things to, supplement or help us to even have the most basic funerals. And what I did like what you said, and a lot of people don't realize this, and we waste a lot of money not watching our money.
Yes.
When I say that, we don't watch our money because, yes, that Netflix or that Disney Plus or those other subscriptions have been going on forever and a day. And you're not home half the time to watch these, or you're doing it, but you're still paying for it. And again, I'm not a coffee drinker, nor am I a Starbucks person, but think about how much money you spend days going to Starbucks. Starbucks average drink is what, $3 to $4?
Yes.
And you hit that 5 times a week.
Yes.
Even more than that sometimes.
Yes.
So we don't watch our money. And this, what I'm hearing is your program will teach me how to watch my money.
Yes.
And once I watch my money, it'll teach me how to make the money that I save work for me. Because you
Yes.
say you'll teach them how to roll debt off
Yes.
with the savings. So it sounds like a good program. Now, how, again, did you get involved with this? You said with your business partner. How were you approached, or what brought you into knowledge of the program?
Okay, so my childhood friend, my best friend, had told me from a different company, and I got licensed because I'm a licensed financial professional.
Okay.
And one of the business partners posted that I got licensed on Facebook, and my childhood friend Leslie Simmons saw that I got licensed, and she called me and she's like, "We need to sit down and talk." Now, mind you, I knew that Leslie was in the insurance. I know she did like health insurance,
Okay.
and so we did a sit down with Chineou, Onuba, and when he did the whole program and talked to me about the workshop, which is this Saving Your Future book, I was hooked. I was like, this is what I've been looking for, because I did some things like what my sister would tell me or my dad would tell me as far as investing, but I
Right.
know I was far behind in my retirement planning and saving enough money for an emergency, especially working in home care. I use my car back and forth, back
Right.
and forth. And a car breakdown
Yes.
would set you back
Yes.
a long way. So that's how I got involved, especially with this, because this Saving Your Future is easy to read. The workshops are a third grader, a first grader, a second grader can sit down in these workshops and learn. That's how simple it is.
Well, that's good. And we need help. We should learn how to take control of our finances, manage our finances, and everything like that. Again, before we get out of here, your event is June 28th at the Georgetown Library.
Yes.
You said it's at 6600 East State Boulevard. It's from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Yes.
And again, how can they reach you or register for this?
You could either contact me at 260-249-4233 or my email, Lucia, LUCIAG31 @gmail.com.
Well, Miss Lucia, we thank you. And if you have something back, again, we'll have you back and you can come promote it. But we thank you for being with us today. And I hope and pray that your event is successful. Again, if you need help with financial literacy, this program is going to be free to the public on June 28th. It's going to be at the Georgetown Library, which is at 6600 East State Boulevard. It begins at 3 p.m. and concludes at 5 p.m. And I'm reading on the sign, it says light refreshments will be provided. So they're not going to only teach you, they're going to feed you, right?
Yes.
See, you can't beat that. But if you need this, join. And again, we will be posting the contact information on our website where you can contact and register and get in contact with Ms. Lucia and let her know that you're coming. We thank you again for joining us, and we thank you for watching us. And as we always say before we leave our people, always protect your mind.